Good morning everyone. In this video we will study about tuberculosis. In short we can say TB. So let's begin. Tuberculosis is caused by the bacteria Mycobacterium tuberculosis that most often affect the lungs. What is tuberculosis? Tuberculosis is basically caused by the bacteria Mycobacterium tuberculosis that is often affect the lungs, that mostly affect the lungs. Next, it is transmitted from person to person via droplets from the throat and lungs of people with the active respiratory disease. Means this TB is transmitted from person to person through droplets from the throat and lungs of the people with the active respiratory disease. Next, most commonly TB is caused by airborne infection. Now note, in healthy people, infection with Mycobacterium TB often causes no system symptoms. Means in healthy people, infection with Mycobacterium, if the person is having infection with Mycobacterium TB, then he or she often causes no system symptoms since the person immune system acts to wall off the bacteria. Means if the person is exposed with Mycobacterium TB in a healthy people, then the infection causes no symptoms in a system because the immune system acts to wall off the bacteria. Wall off to means it escape the bacteria, it detach the bacteria. Next, most often who are exposed to TB never develop symptoms because the bacteria can live in the inactive form. Means most people who are exposed to TB never develop symptoms because the bacteria can live in an inactive form in the body. But if the immune system of that person is weak, such as immunocompromised or elderly adults, then TB bacteria can become active and their active state causes death of tissue in organs they infect. Active TB disease can be dangerous or fatal if left untreated. Means if the healthy people Mycobacterium is exposed, then it can remain in inactive form and this will cause no symptom. But if the person immune system is compromised or weakened, then it can become active and cause death of the tissues and organs. Next, etiology. How TB is caused? TB is caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis, which spread from person to person through microscopic droplets released into the air. Means TB is basically caused by Mycobacterium tuberculosis bacteria, which can spread from person to person through microscopic droplets released into the air. And how this can happen? This can happen when someone with the untreated active form of tuberculosis cough, speak, sneeze, spits, laugh or sings. How this can be transmitted? This can happen when someone left untreated after knowing that he or she is having TB and active form of tuberculosis, cough, speaks while you are sneezing, while you are spitting, laughing or singing. At that time the droplets come into the air in the contact of air, and when the healthy person come in that contact of air, then it is transferred from air to healthy person. Next, their clinical manifestation means their symptoms. In active TB, sign of chronic inflammation include. Why here active TB? Because active TB is here because when immune system is working properly, then it remains in inactive form after exposing to the human body. But when the immune system of that person becomes weak, then it becomes in active form and infect the person and other tissues. So first symptom is coughing that lasts longer than 2 weeks with green, yellow or bloody sputum. Means the person who is coughing continuously with longer than 2 weeks in which there is green, yellow or bloody sputum. Next, shortness of breath. There may be some difficulty in shortness of breath. Chest pain can occur. some amount of low grade fever can also occur, weight loss, anorexia, night sweat, fatigueness. Now next, when TB spread to the lymph nodes, it can cause swollen glands at the side of the neck or under the arms. Means when tuberculosis spread to the lymph nodes, that is a part of lymphatic system, then it can cause swollen glands at the side of the neck or under the arms. Next, when TB spread to the bones and joints, it can cause pain and swelling of the knee or hip. Next, how we can diagnose TB? First is medical history and physical exam. What we will do in this, we will check or view the ongoing cough, because we know when a person is having TB, the main symptom of TB is coughing more than 2 weeks continuously. So first we will view or check the ongoing cough, fatigue, fever, loss of weight, anorexia and night sweat. There may be night sweat in the night. Next test is sputum culture. What we will do in this? In this we will test mucus from the lungs used to diagnose active TB. We will test mucus that is present in the lungs or deposit in the lungs, and from that mucus we will diagnose active TB. But a sputum culture can take 1 to 8 weeks to provide result. This test can take 1 to 8 weeks to provide results. So nowadays it is mostly not used. Next test is Montague's test. This test is used for screening TB and for diagnosing TB. What happen in this test? In this we will use a small needle, inject, and from that needle we will inject a liquid called tuberculin into the skin of the lower part of the arm. Means in this we will take a small needle and we will inject a liquid that is known as tuberculin, and this liquid is injected into the skin of lower part of the arm. When injected, there will be a small pale bump appearance. If this small pale bump will not appear, then means TB is not, and if it appears, then we can say TB is confirmed. And this test is read or result can appear after 48 to 70 hours, means 2 to 3 days. Who looks for a reaction on the arm. Next, urine culture, and this test looks for TB infection in the kidney. If TB is exposed in the kidney or constituting in the kidney, then we can confirm it. Next is chest X-ray. In this we will look for spots on the lungs or any changes caused by the TB. As we know, we are coughing, mainly it affect our respiratory chamber. So in chest X-ray we will look for the spots on the lungs. If the spots is found on the lungs, then we can say there is TB. Next, their treatment. First is treatment for TB depends on whether it is active or latent. Means treatment, the main aim of the goal of the TB is basically depend on whether it is active or latent. Patient may be hospitalized or suggested to avoid contact with other people until tests show that the patient is not contagious. Means patient will be hospitalized or suggested to avoid contact with other people until the patient report do not show that it is not contagious. Means sometimes what happen, the infection is spread from person to person, contagious, but sometimes it is not contagious because it remains in inactive form in the patient, so it didn't spread. So till the infection is not confirmed or it is not confirmed whether it is contagious, till we should not make any contact with that patient. Next, antibiotics. Some medications or antibiotic like for TB infection, like anti-TB drugs, first line drug, or we can say this isoniazid, rifampicin, ethambutol, pyrazinamide and streptomycin. These all are first line drugs and these are most effective. Next, some vaccination immunization techniques a vaccine is available to limit the spread of bacteria after TB infection. Means if it is contagious, if it is spreading from an unhealthy person to healthy person, then we can prevent the spread of that bacteria by immunization. It is also used in newborns to prevent TB and its complication. It can also be immunized to newborn to prevent TB and its complication. Now next, DOT. What is the full form of DOT? DOT basically stands for Directly Observed Treatment Short Course. As the name suggests, directly observed treatment means it is the name given to the TB control strategy. It is recommended by the WHO, means it is the strategy to control TB, and it is recommended by WHO, World Health Organization. Like what we will do in this strategy, we will look whether the patient is having regular drug supply or not, whether standardized recording and reporting system is occurring or not, which will allow the assessment of treatment results, etc. DOT is a strategy used to reduce the number of TB cases. Next, their prevention. First is education and screening. We will do some moral motivations counseling to aware about TB, and some screening can also be performed. Next, there may be some early diagnosis and treatment. Next, leading a healthy lifestyle. Next, BCG. BCG stands for Bacillus Calmette-Guerin. This is basically a vaccination which is exposed to all newborn babies to protect against TB. Note, TB germs can spread through the air when a person who is sick with TB disease cough, sneeze or laugh. But TB germs cannot spread by these all factors, that is through quick casual contact, by sharing utensils or food, by exchanging saliva or other body fluids, and by shaking hands, etc. I hope you all have understood my video. Thank you.